So I watched, the Manosphere documentary, and I have seen a few crash outs, not only from Myron of Fresh and Fit, but Cavicular, who I never knew existed until after this whole documentary. Watching this guy Cavicular, who apparently objectifies women and rates them and treats them us like objects, is online crying about feeling like he's the best he's ever been, but cannot get the women that he wants, and then he keeps choosing the same types of women that treat him a certain way. I've been saying this for years, but the problem with the manosphere is the manosphere. You have a bunch of hurt little boys who lack male figures in their lives, who prop themselves up on these platforms, masking their trauma and their insecurities and lack of self worth behind money, cars, and muscles. And then you have these same boys that create these platforms, project themselves to other lost boys as if they are the blueprint. And then we have a bunch of broken ass boys teaching other broken ass boys who become men, if they're lucky, about what they should do to get a woman and how they should be to get a woman. And not once are women ever asked or considered in this equation, because to them, we are a means to an end, and at least this is what they say, a means to an end and a vehicle for sexual pleasure. For the longest, I've been saying that this is going to backfire, and it gives me pleasure to watch it crumble. The same way that when women were out here talking about 666, like that alone is tell. But he needs to make six figures and be 6 feet and have six abs. Like the blind leading the blind, the misguided leading the misguided. The saddest part is that because I am an empathetic person, I still have empathy for these clowns, especially watching this guy cry, because all I saw was a little boy who was lost and who at the end of the day just wanted to be loved. When I was watching Cavicular, I was literally like, oh, he just literally is a lost little boy. And he's trying to create his own pathway. But instead of doing the work on himself in a real way, meaning focusing on the characteristics that actually create, cultivate, and nurture and grow a healthy relationship with a woman who will love him for him, he, like everybody else, focuses on domination and verbal assaults and verbal abuse. While propping themselves up on these like platforms, making themselves seem like, oh, well, I got money, so I'm that guy. And it's like, but your insides are broken. Your heart is broken. You're not even a whole person, projecting so many things onto women when they are the ones that are holding all of those insecurities and those emotional, social, traumatic bags. Myron, totally different. I think Myron just hates women because Myron has not come to terms with his own sexuality. You can fight me on it if you want, but the way I see Myron act with men is very telling. The way I see him post in pictures with men is very telling. And I think Myron, like all of these little boys, were the boys that probably didn't get the attention that they wanted when they were in middle school or high school. And I will give them credit for that, because middle school and high school is a fucked up place. I remember getting messages on Facebook from people I went to high school with just thanking me for being like the popular girl that talked to them because they felt so unseen. So I get it. But there's a healthier way to deal with the fact of you not feeling like you had the experience in high school and middle school that you should have had. And it's not to become an abusive, narcissistic prick. It's to grow the fuck up, take your ass to therapy, work on your qualities, work on learning how to have a real conversation with a woman. Actually, how about we work on just picking women of worth? Let's start there, and then we'll snowball, because most of y'all pick the same type of woman. And this is what Cavicular was like talking about. You pick the fucking IG baddies that only care about what you have, what you can give them, what you can buy them. Literally on the Manosphere documentary, I can't remember this dude, H something, I don't know, it's not important. But the first dude that was like only 23 years old, like, bro, your frontal lobe hasn't even formed and you're out here giving life advice, please. But when they asked the chick, the blonde chick he was flaunting around, why she was there, she said money. And these dudes are like, ha, 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 not understanding that back in my day, that was the true definition of a simp. Back in my day, dudes that had to buy were simps. And now they've tried to like reverse the whole meaning of simp to mean a guy that actually is respectful and logical and leads and is thoughtful and considerate of women in his process. They're literally, everything is a narcissistic flip these days. In the 90s, a simp was all of these dudes that are online flexing about money and shit to get women. They're the simps. Any of my 80s babies, my 70s babies, please. We all know what simps really are, and they are the simps. And what I see is these guys still going after the same chicks. Like, you're still going after the same chicks with the same bait, and you're upset as to why you're not getting a different response or reaction. And that is the definition of insanity. Like, When I go on dates or talk to men, and luckily this has not happened in the last 2 years because thank God, growth, right? But the men that I used to talk to and like meet online and they would lead with all this shit, like I have stories about dudes just like flaunting stuff in front of me and then being upset that I'm not impressed. Like, and then crying. I had a dude break down crying. Like, I just, everybody just wants me for my money. And like, I just took this girl out to Nobu and all her friends and this and that. And I was like, bruh, first of all, that is not my fucking problem. You're the one who decided to show off all of your ugly ass designer shit to me. I'm not impressed. I came here to talk to you and get to know you, but you want to throw a Rolex in my face for ugly ass Gucci slides. Like when I tell you the baiting this man did and then had the nerve to break down because I was not impressed. I was like, I don't give a fuck. First of all, those are ugly shoes and I don't care. They're not mine. I don't care. Like, but who are you? And what I see with these little boys on these platforms is that they love to bait women with all this physical shit. And then they get in their feelings now that they realize that that's all they are worth to women. When at the end of the day, what they really wanted was something real, was a true connection and somebody who valued them for who they are. And back in my day, a dude that did not pay for pussy was that dude. Like, simps are men who pay for it. Therefore, most of you Manosphere boys are simps. And y'all need to stop listening to men in regards to what women want. And you need to start picking different women. Period.